Welcome back, guys, to the Jake Ellenbogen Show. This is episode 16. Should probably be at like episode 24, but I've had a lot going on, so I appreciate you guys asking me when the show is going to come out and just showing your interest. It really means a lot. Fun show today. I'm going to be talking about a bunch of things. Let's start off with, first off, I appreciate everyone. You know, I can't stress enough how much I appreciate people reaching out about my grandpa. For those of you who don't know, I did lose my grandpa, unfortunately. You know, he lived a long and great life, and, you know, I have, you know, nothing to feel necessarily bad about. It's just obviously losing a loved one is sad in general. The funeral services were absolutely beautiful. I just have so much respect for my grandpa. My pop is what we called him, Papa Bill. And, you know, I wanted to start this thing off just by letting people know that how much I appreciate them and him and how great of a man he was. We had a military funeral. It was really moving. I carried a casket with an American flag draped over it. It is very powerful, made me feel very emotional. But the reason why I was doing that is because, you know, my grandpa fought in a war that people call the Forgotten War for some reason, which is insane to me. And then if you know, of course, if you Google or, you know, you do any sort of research on it, you have like people that think they're know-it-alls and all that, saying how it was pretty much a pointless war where there were just a bunch of casualties. I'll just say that's, you know, not true. I don't think South Korea would still be here today without it. But regardless, fought in the Korean War, two Purple Hearts and a Bronze Star. That's an American hero. That was my grandpa. So rest in peace, Papa Bill. I appreciate you. And yeah, I just wanted to say, you know, thank you everyone to everyone that reached out. It's been tough, to say the least. Just a lot of emotion and, you know, yeah, I mean, I've tried to put out content, and unfortunately, you know, with everything going on, this show kind of fell away, I guess, but I'm not done with it. I know people are asking me if I was done. I'm definitely not done. I'm going to continue to do this thing. I love this thing. I'm not done. Just, you know, it's just frustrating is all. You know, when you go a week or two without recording and all that, when you're putting out a ton of other content, but you really have a passion for the show that you started. So I'm back, folks. Don't worry about me. And again, appreciate you. Let's move on to today's topic, the headlining topic, because what in the fuck did I walk into today? I want to give a shout out. I'm going to bring up my email right now. And I want to give a shout out to Joe. I don't want to list you by first and last name because I don't know if you gave me the authorization for that. But Joe, you reached out to me, if you're listening, via email to let me know, hey, Jake, I'm a longtime fan of your show. Just came across this suspicious repost of your content on YouTube. Just wanted to let you know. And of course, you didn't just say this. You actually linked the video. So props to you. This is how it's done, and it means a lot that you cared enough to reach out to me about it. The reason I say this is because people might not understand what I'm trying to explain. I had videos that I made, okay, my Rams videos. I had this fucking bot/AI account from Singapore. And I mean, they're still around. But they essentially, the last 3 videos, which I didn't know because they're not big and I don't, you know, concern myself with that, but I got the email. So I look at their last 3 videos and they're all me. And it's not like, no. They didn't just repost my video. They reposted my video by cutting me out of the video and pasting me into some, you know, some green screen crap. And it just, you know, it looks ridiculous. And all I'm thinking is, wow, YouTube is all on, up in your grill the moment you have any sort of copyright content. And fair use does not exist on YouTube. They do not even, acknowledge that. Love YouTube to death. It's allowed me to do this full time, make content for a living, not have to worry about working a 9 to 5, not have to worry about all of the, the false, ghost jobs that are being posted. Not have to worry about trying to, wow people in interviews and playing just the numbers game. At the same time, YouTube has been a little bit of a pain in the ass when you have any sort of like informational content. So if you want to put together an NFL clip that shows a play that you're referencing, under fair use, that should be okay. However, it is not. You get copyright claimed, and now your video is now all of that revenue that you generate is going right to the owner of that clip. It doesn't matter that 95 to 99% of that video is you. The way the world works on YouTube is that these copyright claims, they get all of the revenue. And they refuse to do the whole split thing. The reason why I'm bringing this up is because I was like, there ain't no way that I went through all that shit with those, copyright claims that I'm going to let this motherfucker steal my fucking content. My Zach Wilson video I made had 3.8K views, which isn't like a ton, but it's solid. His got 2.1K. And guess what? That wasn't his. It was my video. He just fucking used it. So that pissed me off. Now, if you go to that link, it says video unavailable. The video is no longer available due to a copyright claim by Jake Ellenbogen. So shout out to YouTube for just fixing things, because that is absolutely insane. Man, I've been through it. Another thing I've been through, okay? Man. It's been a week, man. It's been 2 weeks, okay? Another thing you guys might not know. So aside from people copying my content, you might not know that I was doxxed. My personal information was put on social media by some fuck. I mean, I'm not even kidding. Some fuckface literally put my content, my personal content, home address, all that. They put that on Twitter. Another person, both 49er fans, they're handling the Super Bowl loss hard, I can tell. Not all 49er fans are this way, but just wanted to at least admit who they were. One of them thought it was a brilliant idea to look up my house, like my actual house, on Google Maps. I mean, I can't, guys. Like, my thing is, I feel like I'm pretty strong, but it's not even about me. I'm moving in May. See, it's one thing if you want to, throw shade at me, if you want to come at me, fine. But if you're going to, now you're getting involved with my family. And that's when, I kind of have to put my foot down. So, I mean, if anybody's listening to this that has done that, I will be taking legal action against you if you try anything like that, because I know how now, and it makes me feel very powerful. So, yeah, it's been a whirlwind, folks. I don't know if you guys are aware that happened. I've been getting death threats. That's nothing new because people have nothing better to do. But yeah, I also had people doxing my address, putting it online. And then, of course, the threatening and all that, like, oh, better sleep with one eye open, or, coming for you, bud, like, whatever. And my thing is, they're probably not. And if they do, they will. I'll just put it this way. Don't try breaking in my house. I got golf clubs. I got bats. I am not afraid to use them. Oh, man. Speaking of which, I have a golf addiction, folks. We knew it was going to happen. Don't act so surprised. I bought, as you guys know, I bought new irons. That was a while ago. The Aerojet Cobras. I bought a brand new putter, which, by the way, Super Bowl happens. I hit on a Super Bowl bet. I bet that Juwan Jennings would have 25 yards and Travis Kelce would have 70. I was right. I put 100 down. I won 500. And I bought myself a brand new 2-ball Odyssey putter. So my bag now has a bunch of really high quality clubs. So I said, you know what? I'm going to do something even crazier. And it's because I went to Dick's Sporting Goods with my father and I was testing out all these different clubs. And of course they had a demo for the 2-iron, the driving iron, which you could literally, I mean, it's like, you know, using a driver. And he gave me the Titleist 505, U505. And I was like, all right, what the hell is this? And I watched him. He drills one like 230 yards. And then I swing. And keep in mind, I just started, you know, December, like late December I started. So I hit the ball 205 yards on a dead straight line. I could not believe it. 205 in the air. So I'm thinking to myself, I've never fucking hit anything that perfect. Now I've hit, the furthest I've hit is 229. That's my max, you know, with the driver. And that didn't go dead straight. That was, you know, tailed off to the right a little bit. This was dead straight. Then I hit another one. It was perfect. And I'm like, I didn't know I needed this, but I think I need it. So I decided not to get the Titleist, but I decided to go with the High Fly Mizunos. So I will be getting that in on Sunday, and I cannot wait to use it. For those of you who don't know, I'm going to Florida in March for a cousin's bar mitzvah. And then I'm going to be playing golf a ton as well as visiting family. So it's perfect right now to get all these clubs that I'm going to have in Florida. I cannot wait. Truthfully, cannot wait. I have not played on a course yet. My golf journey has been a lot of fun. It's been a lot of hard work. I told you guys I really wanted to hashtag get good at golf. And I have. At least in my mind, I have, considering where I was. I don't think I'm good, but I think I've gotten much better. And when I'm committed to something, no one's going to get in my way. That's why lately I've been going to the gym a lot. Great stuff. You know, getting just positive vibes, positive, you know, life focuses and things like that. That's what it's all about, you know. Another thing, I've also been watching some movies. I actually watched a TV show. I do not recommend this. I got so hooked on a TV show late at night. It's called The Night Agent. And if you've never watched it before, fucking watch it. Because holy shit, that show was awesome. And we're going to get a second season. And I know it's based on a book and whatnot. We're going to get a second season. I can already tell. The Night Agent is freaking badass. I mean, absolutely loved it. One of those government conspiracy, you know, action thrillers. Some people say they're tired. I disagree. They're huge for a reason. People are interested in them. And this one, let's put it this way. I watched 10 episodes all in one night. When I woke up, well, not when I woke up. When I finished, it was like, 9 a.m.? So I watched from like 10 to 9 a.m. or whatever. I mean, guys, that's not healthy. I don't recommend doing that. But I got so obsessed with this show that I just could not stop watching. It's a non-spoiler review. I'm not saying much else. I'm just going to say you definitely need to watch it. It's got some crazy twists and turns. It is fun. It is entertaining. It is definitely a government conspiracy action thriller. That is what it is. If you're into that, then you'll like this. This is very good. So definitely check that out. Another movie I watched, that was a TV show, but I watched 2 movies. I finally, okay, some of you asked me if I was ever going to watch it. Big Jake Gyllenhaal fan, and I could never get around to it. But I finally turned on Donnie Darko. And man, Donnie Darko is just so different than what I thought, because I thought it was going to be a genuine horror film, and that's not what it is. It actually is such a fascinating film. It really is. I don't even know how to describe it. You just gotta watch it for yourself. It has elements of Carpe Diem in it, but also, yeah, I don't know. I don't want to spoil too much. But Jake Gyllenhaal, Maggie Gyllenhaal, Drew Barrymore, all a part of it. Really, really fun movie. Kind of one of those. I mean, the movie, I'm going to be honest with you, the movie's a total mindfuck. But it's such a great idea, and I totally understand what they were going for. It's about, a rabbit, time traveling, delusions, hypnotizing, teenage drama. I mean, it has like all sorts of shit in it. I think at the time I read that Jake Gyllenhaal was 19 in that movie. But yeah, it's a cult classic for a reason. You've probably seen the scene with Jake Gyllenhaal and the love interest, whose name is escaping me, and the bunny rabbit or whatever, right next to him. So look, I would watch it if you haven't already. It's been out for years. Like I said, Jake Gyllenhaal might have been 19 in that movie, so you've probably seen it. But if you haven't, I recommend it. And if you want a total mindfuck, that is the total mindfuck you were looking for. Moving on, another movie that is kind of a total mindfuck. Also, have you ever heard of They Cloned Tyrone? This is it's a blaxploitation. I don't even know, commentary. I mean, it's an ambiguous film. It really is. It's got John Boyega in it. It's got Paris, Teyonah Parris, and then it's got Jamie Foxx. And I gotta be honest with you, like, first off, I saw Rotten Tomatoes had it like 100. I don't know if it's still at 100. To me, it's a 4-star out of 5-star film. And it's entertaining, and it's also a mindfuck, and it makes fun of a conspiracy theory about cloning, which I'm not going to get into because we avoid politics here. But it does all of that, and it does it in kind of a comedic way. And you just got to watch it for yourself. I really have 3 films or 3 pieces of content that I've watched, a TV show and 2 films that are honestly just movies and TV shows you just got to watch. There's not really much I can say. I can, but it doesn't, I don't know. I don't want to take anything away. Now, I wanted to talk about the Apple Vision Pro because we never got a chance to do that. Man, I gotta tell you, I am a big Apple fan. I am currently using a MacBook Pro computer. I have an iPhone. I mean, I love Apple. I swear by them. However, I have the worst feeling about the Apple Vision Pro. I think it's horrifying, and I think it's dystopian. Why do I think that? Well, there's already kids being pulled over driving with one on. You should not be doing that. 1. 2, there are people literally out and about using them. This looks like Ready Player One, which, by the way, would be predictive programming if that was the case. in number 3 here, let's talk about this. With Apple Vision Pro, you see, we don't realize how fragile our minds are. We might be mentally strong, but our minds are fragile. It's why, you do a little, you do some drugs, not saying I ever have, but you do some drugs, your mind is going to trip. Your mind isn't strong enough to fight off drugs, right? So Apple Vision Pro does it in more of a, not drug way, but more of an, kind of a just, I don't know, a subtle way. And what am I getting at here? Well, what I'm getting at is that Apple Vision Pro has AR mixed with VR, right? Combining AR, augmented reality, and combining it with real life, which is what augmented reality is doing, it's going to fuck with your mind so much. You might not even realize it. I mean, you might go, like, think about this. You have these goggles on, and you're constantly using a monitor screen that isn't there. It doesn't exist, only in the goggles. So now you've trained your brain to the point where it's like, I always look in this direction. You know how creepy that must look, by the way? You're not looking at anything. There's not an object there. And look, I'm not against VR. I'm not even against AR. Augmented reality has been around forever. I don't like this. There's something about, I just don't like it. I don't like the idea of mixing reality with augmented reality. I think it's really going to go south. The thing that scares me about this, and I know the price point's really high, so it's not like kids are going to be using this, but the thing that scares me is because it almost feels like the higher powers that be, I mean, and you can look it up, all these companies and all these rich people invested so much money on the virtual market. And what I mean by that is when, the metaverse was sounding like it's going to be the next big thing, virtual currency, virtual shoes, virtual shirts and shorts and pants and hats and houses and stuff. All this stuff was being invested in by bigger, richer people, right? Well, guess what? It never happened, right? That's the thing that people don't understand. VR is big. I'm not saying it's not. But the MetaQuest boom that they were expecting to basically get people stuck and reliant on VR to escape their world. So while you're living in a virtual world, everyone around you can make decisions around the actual world. Not only that, they can profit off you as you spend money on virtual shit. That actually didn't work out because I'm sure there's people still spending money on virtual shit. VR is still a thing, but it's not the thing. I mean, think about this with video games. Who do you know that plays VR games all day, every day? That is not the norm. They tried. It is not the norm. They couldn't get you stuck in a virtual world. Well, now Apple Vision Pro doesn't have to do that. Apple Vision Pro is going to get you stuck in a virtual world that is part reality and part augmented reality. And what that means is essentially you are no longer living your life how you should be living it. You are no longer living in the real world. You're living in your own world. You're essentially recreating things how you want them to be created. I mean, that's the thing. With those Vision Pro goggles, you can change the scenery. If you want to just sit back and relax on the couch and you want to be by the beach, you can do that. Now, do I have any issue with that? No. I don't have any issue with the Apple Vision Pro in the house. What's concerning is how many people are using it outside of the house. People are grabbing objects that don't exist. And besides the fact they look like absolute fools out in public, the fact of the matter is this is actually really scary. It's not just foolish, it's scary. See, we talk about negligence all the time. We talk about it all the time. And I'll tell you right now, if you think that every single person that is using these things, that is using technology, if you think that they are going to use it, every single person, all 100%, are going to use it properly, use it safely, you are wrong. There's going to be people that buy that and do weird shit with it. That's not who I'm talking about. Weird, but whatever. Do it in your own home. Stay away from me. The people that are willing to go out on the road, drive a car, operate an automobile while using augmented reality, that guy might have been pulled over and gotten a ticket. The next time, it might not be so lucky. So, I don't love it. I don't love it. I understand, the future is now and all this. You know what's funny? My favorite band, Starset, everyone kind of gets them confused. If you don't really listen to their music and you don't watch their music videos, then you don't understand their message really. They're not anti, they're not pro. Let's just say this. They're not all about advancement technological, right? Like technological point, they're not all about advancement. There is like a push for advancement and they believe in it, but they also believe in being cautious and being aware of what the unintended consequences would be. And there is a music video of, I forget exactly what the song is, but it actually was super, super dark. It's like this guy uses this virtual game, right? And it's like not virtual, like it's not a video game. It's like real life, right? So he's using this virtual machine or whatever, and he clicks in and he's logged in, whatever, and he starts murdering people with a gun. And Starset got a lot of blowback for it. Obviously, they're okay now, but, people were like, it's tasteless, whatever. Sometimes trying to make a point is going to look tasteless, but the whole point is to get you talking about it. And their point was that there are weirdos that literally use this technology and do that shit. So I'm not saying that everybody that does this is going to be, a serial killer and whatnot, but I'm just saying your mind is still fragile. So take care of it. And exposing it to augmented reality 24/7 is not smart. It will have unintended consequences. It will backfire and it will be a problem. So that is something that I'm very concerned about. I wanted to voice my displeasure about it. I really feel like something has to change. Otherwise, we are really heading towards a dystopian world. And I think if anyone's not scared about the Apple Vision Pro, then they're just choosing not to be. But in reality, everyone should be a little concerned that we are advancing too quickly. And while we're advancing too quickly, people, the general public, the average general public, they're not smart enough to operate these at the right way, simply put. So that is all I have. You guys might agree, you might disagree, totally understand. Those are my thoughts. Appreciate you guys tuning in to episode 16. Sorry it's shorter, but at least we are back and we'll get back in the rhythm and things will be great. But until next time, I'm Jake Ellenbogen. Just letting you guys know, if you happen to be a Yankees fan, I did start a Yankees show with Gary Sheffield Jr. He is my co-host. It is called Yankees Unloaded. We just put out our first episode. It is on YouTube, so you can check that out. But appreciate you guys following along, listening along, and showing interest in the show. Be sure to spread it around, let people know, and I'll see you guys in the next one. Later, folks.